I'm a bat.
We're bats.
For this very special occasion. If Decision Day is our Super Bowl, then the reunion is our Mardi Gras.
Oh, all right. All right.
I don't know. It just came to me.
I like it. I'll take it. Yes, very excited about the reunion. There's going to be lots of drama. Who knows who's still together? So 3 out of the 4 couples said yes on Decision Day. And by the end of that episode, only 2 out of the 4 couples were together.
Yep.
I don't know where they stand now.
I mean...
What do you think, Lindy and Miguel?
Oh, yeah.
Still together.
Still together.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I even think Nate and Stasha are still together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and those were the 2 that were standing. Where everybody else is, I just want to hear the drama.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, we were so excited, babe. We didn't even introduce ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm Jeremy. This is my wife, Tamara. And this is
Relationship Reality with the Garlands. We are watching Married at First Sight, Season 15, The Reunion. And I don't know if you saw our last video, but there was so much drama that happened in the Decision Day episode and that was happening after the Decision Day. Mm-hmm. I cannot wait to hear what these couples have been up to. Who's been fighting, who's been getting along, who's been hooking up, like what is happening? I just need to know.
I know. I can't wait. Let's get started.
Well, before we get started, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, notifications, yada gaga daga gaga da. Yeah. Thank you. Everybody looks good.
Yeah.
So the reunion is off to a great start.
Yeah, they first talk about Stasha and Nate's sex forward nature.
Yeah.
Which was, it was a little much for me at some points.
Ooh,
let's put our tongues inside each other's mouths.
Okay, no.
See? No. A little too much.
Oh, well, you're too much, that's for sure.
But yeah, we skip. We get past that, and immediately it's who's at odds, because Kevin Frazier knows who's at odds, and he
knows the tea.
Yes, he's just waiting for it to come out, and so he's like, "All right, no one wants to say that they're at odds. Well, then, has anyone unfollowed anyone?"
He said, "Investigative journalism hosting. I am here for it. I will pull it out of you one way or another."
So Nate says, yes, there has been some of that. Not me, Justin. So why, Justin? Why are you unfollowing everyone? And Justin doesn't want to say anything.
Like always, Justin does these big things, but then doesn't want to say why. You do this and this and that. What? Tell me how I do that. No, I ain't gonna tell you. Fine. Well, why aren't you gonna tell me? I ain't gonna tell you. I have nothing to say to you. Well, you should tell me. I have nothing to say to you. Here's why I think you're like that. Here's an example. Why you gotta do all that? Just give the example. It's just not necessary.
And he gave one very weak example
for
for why he thought Nate was fake.
Yeah.
And then they just started going back and forth. It escalated.
It was not cute.
Take the bass out of your voice.
And it was like, oh, for real? We doing that?
And then Justin stands up to fight, knowing for a fact 100% he will not have to fight in this situation.
Oh no, there is security, producers, there are 20 dudes he'll have to get through before getting to Nate. And
Ben and Kevin are already between the two of them.
And a producer. But and so Justin knows all this, so because he ain't about to do nothing.
Right, because if he were to really fight Nate, he would be in a bad spot.
I mean,
we've seen your physique, Justin. We've seen you play tennis.
He said, don't let me fool you. I got hands. No, boo-boo. Everybody know you can't fight. And it's okay.
Yeah, hand-eye coordination is part of fighting. And if you don't have good hand-eye coordination, which you've demonstrated on the basketball court and other places,
everywhere.
Yes. Then...
And no stroke game.
You...
it.
You're gonna get knocked out. I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm sorry. This is, I don't want to do a bash Justin thing because I love Justin. I feel like he has a great heart, but he is just like doing the most.
You know,
like it's just so unnecessary.
You know where he lost me, all right? He and Nate talked, and Nate built him up. And so, what does he do? The minute he feels like Nate has turned on him in some way, he automatically does a heel turn against Nate and is like, well, you
were hitting on me.
You were hitting on me.
Everybody was
like that. Justin, if you're doing that, you are no one's friend.
Like, Justin's not a friend to himself, clearly. Like, he is just, oh my God. The level of insecurity is just at this point irritating me because it's no longer like a self thing. Like, he's not like beating himself up. He's like lashing out at everybody else. When you start lashing out at people, that's a problem. Like, you just like need to take responsibility for yourself. Like, just go to therapy, boo-boo. Like, that's all we want you to do. Like, that's all we want you to do. Because you clearly, like, have no self-awareness, no self-esteem. And I feel like I'm going too hard on Justin. Like, my heart. Yes, I'm so sorry.
I want all these things for him, though. But he has to be the one to want it.
Yes, yeah. You have to do the work. Like, you have to go get help.
He has to want it for himself.
Yeah, you have to realize that.
By the way, we look ridiculous.
We look cute. But anyway, Justin tried to fight Nate. Nate didn't get up, and it was just like a bunch of posturing bullshit that everybody was just like, oh, we're doing this now. Kevin Frazier was like, we're doing this. Like, seriously, can we not do this? He's like, black man to black men.
And Justin's like, I'm gonna go as hard as I can.
I'm gonna take off my jacket.
Because I know someone's gonna stop me by the time I get this jacket off.
I'm taking off my jacket with Ben next to me, a producer coming up behind me, and Kevin Frazier in front of me, and I'm gonna beat his ass.
Really? We believed you, Justin. That's the hard part. It's really hard not to dunk on him in this moment because it is a really bad moment for him. And
well, you know what it... Oh, sorry.
He just comes off really badly in this moment.
He totally does. But you know where that comes from. He has seen how... Keep you're a bat. Put it back on. He has probably seen the backlash that social media is giving him, saying, and I'm sure a lot of people are saying that he's acting like a little bitch because in certain circumstances he is. And so now he's trying to be like, I'm the man. I'm not a bitch. I can fight you.
But that's not how you do it, bruh.
It's not. Wrong move.
That's not,
again.
That's not being strong.
No, it's not. This is why I say he needs to be in therapy. Like,
yeah.
There's something that happened that he missed, a whole bunch of stuff, and he just needs to go get it. That's all I want. I'm here for you, Justin. I can't believe this is still going on with Justin and versus everybody, pretty much. And I mean, did he also... Anyway, we'll get to it. But the Justin and Nate thing, it's just like... But I understand. Nate is like, well, why did you unfollow everybody? Why are you being such a bitch about it? And then what's his name? Justin goes around and tells why he unfollowed people.
Right. With very specific reasons to him, but only to him. You did something and I felt some sort of way about it.
Right.
Like, it's so ridiculous. It's all happening. Like, nothing is happening in the world outside of Justin.
It is so strange. And it's like, that's not how you deal with your problems, sweetie. Like, no. If someone upsets you, first of all, think a little bit outside of yourself and realize that people have all their whole world of shit going on. And ask and talk. Like, talk it out. If there's a problem, talk it out. You're an adult.
Right.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
So yeah, he's going to have trouble in any relationship friendships, relationships, whatever.
Right.
Until he learns to communicate.
Well, I mean, he unfollowed Morgan and Lindy because they were all supposed to go on a hike and they didn't want Justin around, allegedly. And so they went on the hike without him, so he unfollowed them.
Right.
He says that Kristen with a Y is fake because she's one way with Alexis and then a different way with other people. And it's like, what? And unfollowed Stasha because that's Nate's wife and he doesn't want to have anything to do with Nate. Just like the most bizarre, like...
It must be exhausting to live...
Oh, yeah. In your feelings like that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it exceptionally is. Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm glad we're over this. I hope to never hear about it again.
Yeah.
It is the most ridiculous thing ever. And I can't wait to see the breakdown of the couples.
So I can't end this segment without talking about the latent homophobia in Justin trying to portray Nate as gay as if that's a bad thing, first of all.
Right.
And then, like, trying to, like, take him down by calling him gay. It's just like... so stupid.
Like, boo. Like, no one cares about that shit anymore. Like, you sound so dumb. Like, when people do that, oh, well, you're gay, you hit on me, oh, you did this. Like, for real, like, shut up. Like, you just sound so backwards.
It's so dumb. Yeah, it's just
like
not anything any of us wants to hear. Do better.
Please join us in 2022. Like, where everybody gets to be who they are. Like, go away. And it's not a bad thing. Like, that's the stupidest thing ever.
Also, I love Nate's response. I'm comfortable with my sexuality.
Right. Like, what are you doing? Ugh. I have to stop talking about it.
Okay. Lindy and Miguel together forever.
Woo! 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 So now we are to the point where Kevin Frazier has each of the couples together and we get to hear a little bit of recap of their story, how they felt, and an update on where they are today. And they're still together. Princess Lindy and her Prince Miguel are together.
Oh, I'm so happy for them.
Hold my hand.
Okay.
Oh. I mean, they're just so cute. Oh, and one thing that was a point of conflict for them was Lindy changing her last name.
Right.
And Kevin asked her, Lindy, did you change your last name? And she is a part of the same club that I'm a part of, which is the Hyphen Club. So she hyphenated her name. Lindy, I'm telling you, girl, we are right here.
Miguel's happy. Yeah.
She's happy. Everyone's happy.
Yay. Cheers.
Are we cheersing again?
Yes, always. Cheers to love. Cheers to Lindy
and Miguel. Next up, we have Stasha and Nate, and we're checking in to see how are they doing? Are they still together?
Come on, we know they're still together.
Power couple forever. So, of course, Kevin asks, are you still together? He asks all the questions that we want to know from what we were watching during the season. Like, and this is in no particular order because I don't remember. Like, has Nate said,
I love you?
And he has.
Of course.
He says he says it almost every day.
Like we said throughout the whole thing, Stasha just needed to be patient and Nate would get there.
Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I had to put my armrest up. It was in my way.
Also, like you said,
yeah,
Stasha would never be satisfied.
Woo! When Nate said Stasha is like a moving target, I was like, surprised? No.
Yeah, she needs to, like, I think what happens, speaking from personal experience a little bit, is people who are immersed in personal development and feel like they are further on their journey will sometimes look down on those they think are not on their level think that they have nothing to learn because of that. Because maybe she has something to learn from Nate also.
Baby, I learn things from you all the time.
Okay. I wasn't accusing anyone.
Yeah, you mother. Sure. No, but there is some validity to what you're saying. That, yes, Stasha is very fast, but she needs to learn patience. And she needs to learn that everybody is entitled to their own process. And as long as they are moving forward or desiring growth, like, that's major. That is huge. And that is worth appreciating. Yeah, I've learned that in our relationship too, like you said.
Yeah, everyone's on their own timeline. And if she would sit in gratitude for where she is with who she is with, then that would better serve her.
Yes. Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. I don't know about you, but I was kind of shocked to find out that they live together, but they split their time between Nate's place and Stasha's place.
I'm not surprised because they're still together every night.
Yeah.
And also, Nate, location was a big deal for him. Like, hey, I just moved into this place that's like in this really cool area in San Diego, downtown.
Yeah. And downtown San Diego is really cool.
Right. Like, I want to enjoy this. So let's enjoy it together.
And that's understandable. And I do love their compromise of that they're just together, right? So a few weeks they're here in the downtown San Diego place, and a few weeks they're in the suburbs in Stasha's beautiful brand new house.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it. That totally makes sense. And I love that they figured that out for themselves. They figured out, like, you know, there are no rules. Like, make your relationship what works for both of you.
Right.
Like, traditional shmishmishmanol. If you like traditional, be traditional. But if you don't and you want to craft out something that makes sense for you and your lifestyle, do it.
Yeah. I think no matter what, they have the right mindset for this.
Yeah,
they
for
are
sure.
in it in the right way.
Yeah. They're committed. They know that, you know, life is about, like, hard times and getting through things, and they're willing to do the work. They're willing to, like, stick it through because they know that on the other side of it is amazingness.
Yeah.
And they're both long goals, you know? So that's what makes a marriage work. You got to see the long term. Because if I see the short term, he gonna get on my nerves.
You're gonna have to cheers with the empty drink.
I can't cheers with an empty drink. Fine.
I'll pour some of mine in it.
No, there's something in mine.
All right. All right, so
cheers to Stasha and Nate. Forever.
Forever in love. Next up, we have Kristen and Mitch. Mitch has been a Mitch looming over the entire season, just Mitching all over the place the whole time.
Just Mitching.
Yeah.
Mitch.
I will never understand why they picked Mitch for this show. He seemed not right from the start, and it bore itself out.
And even, like, his interviews with the experts, you know, when people, like, try to put on their best shiny selves.
Yes.
I was like, ew, why him?
Yes.
Like, no. And obviously, we were all right. America, everybody was right. Because Kristen and Mitch are not together, nor should they ever be. Kristen said something super interesting during their segment. She was like, I just never got the feeling that Mitch wanted to be married at all. And to that, he was like...
He did not disagree.
It's like, dude, you're such a waste. Kristen could have had so much better.
You know what bothered me about this interview is they kept talking about Mitch's attraction to Kristen as if that means anything. Like, Kristen is a woman. She's beautiful. She's got all these things going for her. It doesn't matter what Mitch thinks of her.
Right. And listen, Kristen with a Y, my girl, she was like, listen, I don't think I'm Jessica Biel or anything, but I know that I'm attractive and I'm a catch. And that's right, boo-boo, you are. And stay in New York, spend more time in New York. Some hunky investment banker, some hunky hedge fund manager is gonna see you and swoop you up and put you in a penthouse and get you pregnant. Like, you'll be fine. And Mitch will be alone in San Diego in his shack that he never cleans.
He'll be mitching all over that apartment, mitching all over whatever lives he gets himself
just
mixed up
mitching
into.
all over San Diego.
Keep on mitching.
So up next on the train of divorcees, Morgan and Ben. No surprise, they are not together, nor should they be. But I think their conversation was nice. I feel like Morgan was giving Ben like more grace and compassion for, you know, his reaction to things. I also think she hasn't learned jack shit.
I think she was doing it for the cameras.
Ooh.
And to appear a little bit softer for the wider audience. Because she came across really harsh throughout their time together and drew lines very quickly.
And I feel like that was her. Like, she wasn't coming across. Like, that was her person. Like, that's who she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they were able to sit next to each other on a couch and at least talk about what happened.
Yeah, and there's some forgiveness and moving on and release there. But I mean, again, I still think Morgan didn't learn jack shit.
I agree. Ben was ready to learn.
Oh, and he is learning. He's doing the work. Like, you can tell. He's like working on himself. I mean, he spoke about he hadn't healed his inner child, and that affected him greatly. And that is a major revelation into self-awareness. And so you can tell he's doing the work. What did Morgan say that she could have done differently? Nothing.
What did anyone, including the experts, hold her accountable for learning?
Nothing.
Very disappointed in this coupling and the treatment of this couple by the experts.
Yeah, they could have gave Morgan permission to dig a little deeper and to really address some things. Waste of space. Waste of Ben's time. Ben, if you ever need to talk.
No, it was also a waste of Morgan's time. Goodbye, Ben. We'll never see you again.
Woo! Justin and Alexis are now having their 2-on-1 with Kevin Frazier, and wow, is all I have to say.
Not surprisingly, Alexis and Justin are not together anymore.
I mean...
And they shouldn't be. In reality, Justin should not be with anyone. You know, I've been seeing the stuff online and everyone is like Team Justin and like really a lot of stuff against Alexis, and I don't get it. I understand she has her issues, but Justin is really far away from being ready to be with another person.
Yeah, I mean, emotional EQ on low. Like... You know why I'm like there's so many people that are Team Justin? Because there's a lot of hurt people out in the world. So all these hurt people are running around supporting hurt people. And listen, hurt people, we just want you to feel better.
Yes.
You know, we just want you to feel better. But Justin, like my guy is cringe. Cringe. The things that he says and does, just something as simple as when Kevin asked if they're still together, Justin was like, we're not together, and it was my choice. Like, are you kidding? That is the most juvenile thing ever.
Yes. And first of all, I laughed out loud when he said that.
Yes, he did.
And we watched it twice.
Yes, we did.
I laughed both times out loud.
Yeah, it was a...
Because I know it's not true. And that leads to number 2 for me, which is I don't believe a word out of Justin's mouth.
I mean, at this point, he is just like trying to save face.
Yes.
He's telling whatever stories he needs to tell to save face. He wants to not be known as the big ass bitch baby of MAFS. Because
it's sad because there's so much potential in him.
yes.
If he has to see it though.
Yeah.
That's the anger, I think, and the
Yes,
the
it's like
emotion.
we just want him to be better.
Right, because we know he can be, but
Yes.
it's him.
Yes, he's a beautiful soul with a lot of love to give, and he needs to just give some of that love to himself and like work through some of these things.
Right, like he talked about with being raised by his brother for the last few years of his teenage years.
Yeah,
And
I think he was even younger than that. I think he was like 11 or 12 or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he was young.
And when he asked for advice, his brother would say, "Figure it out yourself,"
Yeah.
which doesn't work.
No wonder why he doesn't know how to take criticism. He doesn't know how to take bad news. He
Yeah.
doesn't know how to take like anything. If anything like that comes at him, he
Deflect.
and freaks out. You know, like he can't even be wrong about something. If you notice, if you're listening, whenever he's proven to be wrong, he goes, "Oh yeah, but that's what I was saying was da 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 da," and he tries to say what
Tries to
everyone
flip it.
else is saying, right? And it's just the mark of someone who,
Lacks self-confidence.
yeah.
That's really what
And
it's about.
self-trust and self-assurance, you know? So, I mean, my back hood is just falling off.
That's really
I'm too into it.
everything else that comes from it is really like wanting better for Justin and hurting for him.
Yeah. And I think Alexis was the same way. I feel like if Justin showed that he could, you know, work on himself and really like learn some self-awareness, some self-reflection, and learn that it's okay to be wrong. Like no one is right all the time. I mean, my husband is only right once a year. You're fine.
That was the
Justin.
last episode.
Yeah, in case you're wondering. Check it out. But yeah, you know, like it's okay. We're humans. We're meant to fuck up. We're meant to make mistakes. And no one is all bad. I feel like if he could learn some of those things, like that's rooted deeply since he was a kid.
Yeah.
This is like shit that he's been doing since he was a kid.
Yeah, it's deep.
Yeah. But of course, in MAFS fashion, they leave us on a cliffhanger and we have a part 2 reunion.
Oh my gosh.
Which I am psyched about. I didn't even know that going into this episode, so I'm a little jazzed.
Right, I can't wait to see the couples come back together. This time I think the ladies are all sitting together and the men are sitting together.
And I think they're going to do that thing where the experts come out and the experts talk to them too, which is always good. Because, you know, after the fact, the experts like to call you out, but they don't do it enough during. But anyway, that's like a horse of a different color. But this was such a great episode of MAFS. What did you think? Were you surprised by the couples that are still together or that were still broken up? Tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. And we'll see you next time on Reunion Part 2 of
Relationship Reality with the Garlands.
Bye.